Got a dream and we just know now we're gonna make our dreams come true. Suki, you ready to make your dreams come true?
Doing it our way. Scott, I'm ready to do it. Are you ready to do it?
Suki, I need a 3, 2, 1 or I can't hit the button.
3, 2, 1. Let's do it.
The Suki and Scott Show.
It's musical. It's magical.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You have great questions. You listen.
You guys have such amazing energy.
The Suki and Scott Show.
I got it in, Suk. 30 seconds. I got it right in.
You're better than me. I'm like, I gave up. I was like, oh!
I can't get those shares in the 30-second time allotment.
Do it, Scotty.
Suk, I don't know. It came right up this time. I didn't have to look for it. Listen, I don't want to get you nervous, but tonight we are rolling on Facebook, on OGTV. We're rolling on Twitter tonight. We're rolling on Twitch. God knows what we're doing on there.
God knows who's watching us on there.
Yeah, God, we got to be playing like Space Invaders to be on Twitch. But Suki, we got this is an unbelievable show tonight. Can you imagine?
Boy, do we have a great show. I mean, unbelievable is the word to describe it. Should we talk about it a little bit? Should we tell our viewers? First of all, can we say hello to them?
Go ahead, Suk. You do that. Go. Everybody jumps right on. Go along the list.
Autumn Courier says hello to my loving family and friends. Cherry Hedrick, Rory Wright, Donna Fraschetto, Pam Apolloni, Beverly Harrison. Only Good TV says only good stuff here.
Yes.
Karen Graham, hello from Australia. Jordan Gray, hello Rory, Cherry, Donna, Jeannie, and everyone. Anna Hoover. I mean, it seems like Molly Schaefer. Diane Sanford Hammonds, not related to you. No. Stanford, Diane Sanford.
That's a Sanford, yes, Sue.
Yeah, not a Stanford.
So let's just review.
Rose joining us from Tennessee.
From Tennessee. Hey, are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see. Hey, now, listen. Suk. Earlier in the week,
Steve, share Scotty, go.
You share it up. I'm just gonna review before I tell you what we got going on tonight. Steve Guttenberg earlier in the week, right? Although
he was call you, by the way.
Steve's coming back on. He was in a really bad location.
Good.
Steve was like half the time. So Steve's coming back.
But he always smiled and looked fabulous.
Always smiling. Last night we had Eric D'Alessandro, a fantastic comedian.
Funny.
Right, he was great with Christian Isaiah, who plays Liam on Showtime's Shameless, which is one of my favorite shows. Suk, I think you have to turn down your speaker just a hair.
My speaker?
Your speaker, yeah. I'm hearing myself out of your speaker.
Really? I've turned it down so much, I don't know if I'll ever be able to hear myself. Okay.
Suki, 2 legendary women on our program tonight, and I'm not even talking about you. You're the third. I'm talking about... Legendary actress Joan Van Ark is here tonight. She's coming up at 7:40. Joan, of course, from Knots Landing fame. She's been in so many movies. It's the 40th anniversary of Knots Landing, so we're going to talk to her. And I also have her playing with you the Joan Van Ark Movie Trivia Challenge. You know how we love to challenge these legendary actors and actresses to see if we tell them the synopsises of old movies, if they can remember what movies they were in.
Okay.
And then, Suki, you would think that would be show enough. You'd think that would be show enough, Suki, but Brenda Braxton, Broadway,
phenomenal Broadway sensation,
legendary. Suk, we don't do this often. I usually play something before the folks come on. Let me introduce our viewers. If they don't know who Brenda is, let me just give you a little taste. She's coming up later on in the show. jazz, Sook, and all that
And all that jazz.
Just a little Sook. We're gonna make Brenda sing for us later, but don't say anything, all right?
Oh, that's gonna be so cool.
Sook, Powerball, you anything? You get anything?
Nothing.
Last night?
Did it roll over?
It rolled over. It's now 650 million. The Mega Millions for Saturday is 750 million. 550 cash payout, Sook, if you want the 550. Now, here's the thing. I got the Powerball number and one number last night. I won $4. And I'm sharing it with Suki, with our fans, because I want to share the winnings. So everybody on the show. I think you have to get 4 numbers for it to like even mean anything. Yeah, I think you can get like 1 million with 4 numbers in the Powerball. But listen, it's unbelievable. And here's the thing. You know, when you and I were in news, right? Every news reporter would go out and do the Powerball numbers.
I've done my fair share of it.
You start off with the numbers coming out of the machine, and they go up to you. What are you gonna do if you win the money? What are your numbers?
What would you do?
Are you feeling lucky? Well, Sook, one guy on the news last night had the ultimate answer, an honest ultimate answer. Here it is. I present it to you right now.
And ask you guys, sir, can I ask you what your lucky numbers are?
I'm gonna pick 14, 24, 2, 7, and 15.
Oh, those are your lucky numbers. Can I tell you what? Do you know your chances of winning?
Slim to none.
Slim to none. You're right. Let me tell you, it's 1 out of 292 million. What do you think about that?
I knew it.
You knew it. Your numbers are lucky, though. Am I right? Can I ask you, if you won all the money, what would you do with it?
Bunch of hookers and cocaine.
Oh, okay. That's not good. We were hoping for a different answer. That's probably not the answer that we're looking for.
A bunch of hookers and cocaine. So finally, somebody gave a good answer on TV news. Right?
I just wish that she would have laughed a little bit instead of been like,
oh yeah, she
was
like,
where was that, Baltimore or something like that? You know, like
one of the fogs of Phillies.
But I mean, like, really, what kind of hookers and what kind of coke?
Right, she had that nervous laugh, and
I would have been like, just hookers and cocaine? What else would you do?
Right. And listen, those are the things we always wanted people to say. Oh, I'm going to buy a house for my parents and get a new car. This guy said cocaine and hookers. He's going to have plenty left over, but cocaine and hookers was a good answer, and I was okay with that.
It's pretty funny and very classic. I don't know what Sherry's talking about. She's saying you're echoing. I don't hear anything.
I don't hear.
So I'm just going to stop.
I don't hear any echo either. You know what? It could be.
Suki, you're echoing. Patricia, I mean, honestly, I should leave the show because I don't know what the hell's going on.
You could be echoing, Sook, from my microphone. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring my microphone down here. And maybe that'll, because my mic's up by the speaker. So you could be coming out, going right back in.
Okay. Because my speakers are far away from everything right now, so I don't understand.
That's what would cause the echo. Are you ready for our first guest?
I am so ready because I was such a fan. Like, can we paint the picture of this country back then when Knots Landing was the show?
Well, let me give you a little taste. You ready?
Yes.
Knots Landing, Sook. Let's bring her in. Joan Van Ark on the show. Joan.
The beautiful, the talented Joan Van Ark.
Oh, well, let me tell you, when I hear that theme song,
love that theme
and
song.
I see that crawl and see that, it gets me verklempt. Now, I look over here and I apologize, but we haven't Loving Hands at Home Productions here. Hasn't figured out on all the virtual, on everything. The screen is over here, and there you guys are.
And the camera's straight ahead. That's okay.
Straight ahead. So, because it's too long a story, but bottom line is, so don't think I'm schizophrenic, which I am. But that's the way it might play out right now. But just to hear that theme song, which I haven't heard for quite a while, like we just celebrated our 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
Oy, cold towels, please. But I haven't heard it, so every time, but now, since it's been such a while, it really does tug a little bit.
Yeah, and Joan, you know what's amazing? When I watched that, and I was looking at it on YouTube. That intro was like 1:45 seconds long because there were so many huge stars and all the names going across were just, it was one after the next. It was incredible.
Well, you almost needed a sleeping pill, right? To get through the whole thing, or a wake-up pill, maybe that would be it. You know, when you remark about the crawl, those of course were the regular characters, but what I'm very, very proud of with Knots is that they had people like Ava Gardner, you know, and you know, they had and of course my one and only, the one that played my mother, Julie Harris, which maybe some of your viewers at this point but talk about tugging the heartstrings. In fact, I brought a couple of visual aids only because.
Oh my gosh, yes, visual aid.
Yes. Well, this is like, you know, off the set stuff, but let me just explain. They had to have a flashback of when Valine was a little girl. And my daughter, Vanessa, who was maybe 12 or 13 or 14 at the time, who now she's a rock star with animation and has done Star Wars and Guardians of the Galaxy, all kinds of wonderful cartoon series. Bottom line is they wanted to cast a little girl to play my daughter. And I said, well, went up to David's office, as I often did, David Jacobs, our creator, who created Knots Landing and Dallas. And I said, what would it be like? And I don't know if she'd do it, but what would you think of Vanessa playing me as a little girl? And he said, sounds great, or whatever. And they met and talked and whatever. And so she ended up doing a scene with Julie Harris, the love of my life, who played my mother on Knots Landing. This, I don't know how I have to, the flare.
Oh no, but we see it. I see it. What a great shot.
She says, and I love, she says, to my darling Joan, thank you for loaning me your beautiful, radiant daughter. Love you, Julie Harris.
That's great. And didn't Charlene Tilton play your daughter growing up?
She played my Valine's daughter.
Right.
Absolutely. I adore Charlene. And that's a long story too, because I was doing Estee Lauder voiceovers at the time. They offered me the role of Valine, and I had to be in New York when they
look at you. Oh, this is such a great cast.
Oh, okay. Then here I have another visual. I'm going to blow all the visual aids at the top of it. At the top of this episode. Not good timing, Joan. This is Ted. And well, you can't, again, the flare.
Oh God, how handsome
you got your ring light reflection. There you go. There's Ted.
Do you see it?
Yes.
And that was a flashback scene that Gary and Val did for the show. But bottom line is, I was able to fly from New York, where I did the Estee Lauder commercials for 2 days straight down to Dallas, and jumped in to the role of Valine Ewing, which was at the time I thought it was just a two-parter on Dallas, playing Valine's mother. Turned out to be a 14-year investment.
14-year thing that changed America's lives.
Oh, please. Oh, see, this is down in my office, and you have the Ted. Oh, you've done your homework. Have you?
Yeah, come on. John, what do you think? You were coming up. What do you think? We're sitting in our parents' basement doing a show. Come on now.
We're total fans. Listen, we read that Betty Davis coached you early on in your career. Can you share with our viewers that story?
Well, I did a movie, a TV movie, 2-hour TV movie, A Thing of the Past, quite honestly, network. I believe it was CBS, not sure. And she was in the movie. It was called The Judge and Jake Weiler. And I didn't really have any scenes that stand out to me with her. My part was mostly the villainess, which we didn't get together, but for maybe 1 or 2 scenes at the end. Bottom line is, my first scene was in the lawyer's office because my husband had died. But
I watched it earlier today.
Oh, you did? Well, you know more about it than I do, because Blondie's an idiot. So I've done a couple of TV movies, to say the least. So I'm not sure of the specifics, but bottom line is, one of the first scenes was with the lawyer to talk about the will, and I was just so terribly sad. And couldn't wait to inherit all the money. And we rehearsed the scene, and it was terrible, and it was stiff, and I felt uncomfortable, and I just knew it wasn't working. They call the rehearsal and say, fine, we'll, get ready, we're going to do a take. And over there, my eye catches, and I see it's Betty Davis, and she's whispering to the wardrobe person something. And in about 3 minutes, the wardrobe lady came back with a black hat and a black veil, so that I could say widow and, oh, you feel so sorry for me. And I can play it absolutely straight, which I fear was the problem that I wasn't doing initially, and that I could play it completely straight, and everything I wanted to say as an actress was said. She is the ultimate. She saved me in that scene, which was my first day of shooting. And I had always heard such sort of horror stories about her. And I wasn't sure, but then she was in my heart forever and still is. Like
you talk about, wow, legendary Hollywood. Joan, tell me about this scene right here. What was going on right here?
I want to see down in my office. I love you, because down in my office are pictures from, the scenes that touched my heart or were memorable. And you got it, Scott, because what that was where Abby and Val, I discovered that mischievous, horrible woman, the Abster, I call her. I just emailed her yesterday. She was having an affair with my husband. What can I say?
Yes.
Yeah, hello. It just cut to the chase, Joan. And so we had this scene together, which we ended up, and there's the triangle. And that, I think, was the TV Guide cover shoot. I think that was the cover shoot.
It's sexy as all hell.
Well, there's Gary. He's the sandwich. He's the meat in the sandwich. I'm telling you. Look at that.
He's the meat in the sandwich. I love it.
Truly. Look at
Not
that.
a bad sandwich, I'll tell you
Not
that.
a bad sandwich.
I don't think he was complaining at all whatsoever, Joan.
Well, I don't know. He likes to grumble, but that's his thing, kind of. Here's the thing about Knots, too. We were together for 13, 14 years, 14 seasons, which is pretty much of a record. Same hairdo. Oh my Lord. But look at that group. I mean, I haven't, you're taking me down memory lane, and I am going to get totally clever.
I think I also had a little crush on Lisa Hartman back in the day.
Well, who didn't? Who didn't? You're okay with that one. For sure. For sure. And she's the one that I haven't really connected with recently. The rest of us, as I started to say, we're family. We've been through weddings, divorces, funerals, all of it. And we've shared all that besides the on-camera sharing, which we did. And I truly mean share, because we had a chance, thanks to the wonderful producers, which were David Jacobs, who started the whole thing, and Michael Fileman, and many others to follow. But the bottom line is that we were free as actors to share and say, that doesn't, I don't think that's what she would do, and we could exchange with them, and the door was always open to their offices upstairs, where we shot at what is now Sony Studios.
Yeah.
But,
Joan, what is it like to Scotty, put up that picture again? All of these power women.
Hold on.
your picture, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at all these power women, and you had, how did you all work together?
Egos, egos.
Yeah, and not let the egos sort of manipulate situations that could have gone awry, and then you couldn't have had this long-lasting friendships that you do have with these women.
Well, I don't ever think, I can't really recall. There might be one exception, and I'll let that go. And it's not a person in that picture, but you're right. There were a lot of, but I don't know that the word ego, there was something else underneath that was bigger than ego, which allowed us to exchange and feel free to do so. And you're right, there were strong women because they were strong written characters. But I think underneath that, the actress, the heart to heart, soul to soul, that was always there because we're besties. And I'll tell you, Donna, Michelle, and I, just before COVID started, we were putting together something which part of it was an exhibit at the Hollywood Museum of
look at you guys.
Yeah, we'll try talk about that because that's important. The costumes that we wore, 2 or 3 costumes for Donna, Michelle, and me are on exhibit. And just before COVID started in February, we had a premiere at the Hollywood Museum, and the timing of all of us together is important, and we were trying to get a Q&A show that we would tour with Joan, Donna, and Michelle.
Oh my God, look at you guys.
Our characters, because we had done one such night in Palm Springs, and so the 3 of us were planning this tour. And that's been put on hold, obviously, and who knows how long. I mean,
yeah. And Joan, you know, Michelle and Donna were both they're supposed to be on the show as well eventually, is separate. So make sure you throw in a good word for us. Tell them we do our homework on you guys.
Oh, I guess
we'd love to have them on as well.
Okay, no, I will talk. They might be busy trying to ward off COVID because I want to tell you, the atmosphere here in LA. And I don't know where are you based?
We're in New York.
New York City?
Yeah.
In the suburbs.
Oh my, West Nyack is where I was born in New York City, and I grew up
Westchester County, right here.
Yeah, and I was born in Rockland, so I'm in West Nyack all the time.
Well, that's that's why I feel I have as an actress the 2 parts, the New York East Coast, which I think is top of the game. There's nothing more. You have your act together completely. If you say New York, I know we're home free all. Colorado is then where my father and where the family resettled when I was 7 years old. So I have the Colorado part of me, which I feel is Valine and Texas and all of that kind of southern down home, feet on the ground kind of thing. And then there's the New York, which I think is a little bit Park Avenue and a little bit more together and a little bit more like the 2 of you.
Well,
wow,
it's kind of interesting.
Suki and I have had some trysts in West Nyack at this little seedy motel. We cheat on our spouses. West Nyack's been very good to us, Joan.
What's the name of the motel? You're not going to share
He wishes, Joan. He wishes.
I think it's the Nyack.
His wife lets him out every now and then, you know.
The Nyack Motor Inn.
Yeah. The Nyack Motor Inn. Oh my God. Well, do you know where Sickletown Road is? Does that?
Yeah, of course. Sickletown Road.
In fact, Helen Hayes.
Yeah.
Lives either in the area or might have not been in our house, but in one that my great aunt lived in, and I think that's the house she ended up buying and living there.
Well, Joan, what people don't know about you is that you also attended Yale University,
and that's because of I don't have a single, but that's because of Julie Harris.
Yes,
because I interviewed her.
Circling back to Julie Harris.
Here we go. And that's why when they told me down the line that Julie Harris was going to play my mother, I thought it was going to be Zsa Zsa Gabor or somebody, God bless. But I couldn't believe it because I had already met her when she came through Denver doing a show. I think it was the Warm Peninsula, a play in Denver. And I was about 16 years old. And I did an interview because my father was a photographer and writer for Life magazine and newspapers, and he was PR connected. And so bottom line is I did this interview for the Rocky Mountain News and interviewed Julie Harris. And when the interview was over and I was in total awe of this, my jaw dropping and trying to be composed and cool and able to just really connect with her. She's we somehow got into where I would go when I graduated from high school. And I said, well,
Suk, did she freeze? Joan?
Oh my God.
Joan,
so close.
Joan, come back, Joan.
Joan, you froze. Oh no.
Wow, we were doing so nicely there, Suk. Joan, load up. Relog in, Joan, quickly.
Relog in, Joan. Log out. Log back in. Log out. Log back in.
Mayday, Joan.
Oh my God, that was so good.
Suk, I was just about to give you guys the Joan Van Ark movie trivia challenge.
So you know what was so great? Was this back in 1970? I was trying to put it together. Is this 1979?
Yeah.
Knots Landing aired.
Yeah, and it was a spinoff of Dallas.
It was a spinoff because she's Aileen Ewing, right?
Yeah, she was on Dallas for
She's a Ewing who then goes off.
Yes.
And marries Gary, right?
Yes, Gary. There he is, right there.
No, she was married to Gary Ewing. No, Gary is Ewing, played by Ted Shackelford.
So what are you asking me for? I didn't watch the show.
I did. I watched it, because it was on late at night. Remember, that was like the super
10. Yeah, they were on it like
we were really young back. Like we were young.
Yeah, we were in our like high school.
79. I was like in 4th grade, maybe.
Yeah, right. 79. I was like 13.
I was like 10.
But I remember they were on, at 10 o'clock at night. It was Dynasty and Knots Landing.
Yeah, that right. Dynasty was sexy, and then Knots Landing rolled off of Dynasty.
And Falcon Crest and all those shows.
Oh my God, Falcon Crest!
Remember that was with Lorenzo Lamas.
Lorenzo Lamas, he was so good looking.
Remember he came into the morning show and we sang Grease with him.
Grease, because he was in Grease.
Yeah, he was in Grease.
Everybody, Joan is coming back on. We're trying to get her back to log on.
She'll log back on.
It was just such a time in America. Like, I mean, I just,
yeah, no,
1979. I mean, look at the hair, look at the fashion.
Yeah.
Oh,
and the
fact that Michelle Lee and they're all friends.
Yeah, you had Larry Hagman on that show.
Larry Hagman. Who's the guy in the back? I forgot. He was a very famous. Oh, Joan! Yay!
What happened on your end?
Joan, we were vamping pretty good while you were gone.
No, but I bet you were probably better than the whole thing.
Joan, we were trying to do the lineup because we were in New York back in the time, 1979. So we were like, it was Dallas. Then it was Knots Landing, and then then it went right into Falcon Crest, we believe. I don't know.
Well, no, here's what. Well, Dallas was first.
Right.
Because they wanted something flashy, CBS. Because David actually wrote Knots Landing first. I know it's wrong for me to be looking this way, but
don't worry.
I don't trust it anymore. I don't want to lose you guys again. He had written Knots Landing first. They said, no, this is nice, but we want something more glamorous, over the top, pearls dripping and all that kind of furs and you name it. And so David went back to the drawing board and wrote Dallas, and Dallas took off like a skyrocket. And that's when it came time. Okay, we got to bring in Lucy's mom and dad.
Okay, so Ted Shackelford was Gary Ewing. Am I correct?
Well, he was Gary Ewing, but there was another Gary Ewing, David Aykroyd, I believe was his name, who was filming a long form, a commitment at Universal Studios that he could not get out of. And so he was unable to be, once they decided, okay, we're doing a pilot and we need the gang and we need to cast and on and on and on and on. And he was unavailable. And so Ted and I had done Wonder Woman with Linda Carter.
Linda Carter, wow.
Yes, and so it was the two of us, Ted Shackelford, Joan Van Ark, first time we ever met. And just a month and a half later, up comes this phone call from David Jacobs saying, we're looking at some guys for Gary to play your husband because David Aykroyd can't do it. What do you think of Ted Shackelford? Because we know you just worked with him. And I said, oh, God, no, please. We're both high energy, crazy, kind of out of control. We'd be the worst partners, especially if it's a long-term thing. Not a good idea. Segue to a week and a half later for the table read, and who walks in but Ted Shackelford. So they didn't listen to me at all, and God bless them for not doing so, because
let's take a look, Joan. Here you go.
That's no South Fork.
I know, but it's a home and it's ours. But tell me again the name of this place.
Knots Landing. That sounds nice.
That sounds nice.
Oh, do you know? Oh my God! And to see Patrick, who had to carry on. I went down and did a short little thing on the new reboot Dallas, and it was right after Larry. I mean, Patrick had to carry the mantle after Larry's passing.
Larry Hagman,
Yeah, for Larry Hagman, who was JR. on steroids. I mean, the best. And, you know, it's such a rich, I don't know, family and between Dallas and Knots Landing, but particularly Knots Landing. And I'm surprised that the reboot, I don't know, didn't continue, but we're all still connected.
You have, like we say, you know, legendary actress. You've been in so many things. Whenever we have a legendary entertainer on the show, like Lou Gossett Jr., so on and so forth, we like to do a little. We like to see if you can remember some of the projects, movies, and shows you've been in. So I put together a little Joan Van Ark movie trivia challenge for you. And Suki's going to play along because Suki is a Joan Van Ark freak. She knows everything you've ever done. So if you don't know the answer, Suki will know the answer.
She will. But do you know the plays too, Broadway and stuff? No, you're talking.
This is just
no. I know, not you, but Suki wouldn't have. No, but
no, I know. I read about you and Mike Nichols early on in your career.
Barefoot in the Park.
Barefoot in the Park, which is a classic.
Yeah.
And he also has since passed, you know, so.
I know. And also going and doing it in London was amazing because Marlo Thomas broke her arm rehearsing or something. Instead of break a leg, which is a good luck thing for the theater, she broke her arm. She had another version. But I played it over there. So yeah, there's so much stuff.
A lot. Well, listen, here's what we're going to do, Joan. I'm going to read you the synopsis of a movie. And all you have to do is tell me the name of the movie you were in.
Oh God, does a bell ring and I get cash?
Yes.
I want to know, does it rain dollar bills? Because this has been a very lean year. Thank you, COVID. Thank you.
A brand new Ford Escort coming your way, Joan, if you get them all correct.
I want a pickup truck.
Here we go. little Ford F-150. Here you go.
Yeah, okay.
Here's the first one. A group of let me read the whole thing so you get it. A group of helpless victims celebrate a birthday on an island estate crawling with killer amphibians, birds, insects, and reptiles. You were in the movie with Sam Elliott.
Yeah, that's with Richard Boone. The Last Dinosaur.
No, not that one.
But
can you repeat it again? Do it again.
Yes. A group of helpless victims celebrate a birthday on an island estate crawling with killer amphibians, birds, insects, and reptiles. Ray Milland was in it and Sam Elliott with you.
Frogs!
Nicely done, young lady.
There, I guess I didn't hear. Is that me in this head or no? That's
I don't know if that's you. That's your hand.
I know, and they eat her or something. It's just that one. But you know why I did that? Because my father had this amazing, I can't say crush, but Ray Milland was God. And he was. I get that. I wasn't that familiar with him or anything, but I knew my father's passion because Ray Milland got an Oscar for something that my father thought was the greatest film ever made or something. So I said yes to that. William Morris called and offered it, and blah, blah, blah. I said yes. So that's the backstory on that.
All right, here's the next one. When Jenna meets bride-to-be Marcy and boyfriend Glenn, she realizes Glenn is the man of her dreams, and now she'll stop at nothing to have him all to herself, even if it means she has to kill the bride. Your character was Aunt Daisy.
Oh, that's something I just did for Lifetime, I think, but I don't know the name. They changed the name. It was a Lifetime movie just, I think 3 or 4 years ago. Aunt Daisy, yeah, she had a hair salon. Oh, no, the name, I don't know.
Soup, do you know the name of the movie?
Yes, and I watched it. It's Psycho Wedding Crasher.
Oh, that's the thing they changed it to, Psycho Wedding Crasher. The craziest, oh God, and I love Lifetime, but the dumbest character in the dumbest movie. I don't know what. I love you, Lifetime, with every part of me, but.
Here you go, Joan. Here we go.
Oh, okay. All right.
A famous radio talk show host finds herself being stalked by the man convicted of murdering her husband after spending 25 years in prison. Her situation is made even more dire when it turns out he's not the only problem she has. You play a radio talk show host.
And I've got photos and I have no idea the title. I've got photos of that. I know it was done up in Vancouver. It was a nightmare also in terms of the shooting schedule.
Suki, you want to help her out a little bit? You know
Somebody's
this one?
calling you. Does that ring a bell?
Somebody's calling me?
Yeah, it's
That's
the
the name.
title of the show.
She's giving you a little
Oh, When
hint.
the Dark Man Calls?
Yeah.
Nicely done, Joan. Look at you.
And can I order something? Somebody's in the background making something in your kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
That's my son, Joan.
That's her
That's my
son.
son.
Okay, God bless, handsome.
Thank you.
I
I
see-
don't
I see
understand that we're trying to do a show here.
No, but I think, let me know if he needs an agent or something.
Yep.
Looks good to me.
Joan, here's the last one. You ready?
I think.
A convicted con artist sets out to expose the head of a charity fund who's been embezzling money to cover his huge gambling losses.
Good Lord.
You co-starred in this movie with John Davidson.
Oh,
John
goodness.
Davidson.
Oh no, that was also Sally Field, was it?
I didn't know. I just know John Davidson.
I would never remember the name, but I do remember the project because I remember doing all the press on it.
You two were on the cover. Suki, you want to help her out? I know you know this.
Joan, you've got a lot of game, and it's Shield Game.
It's called
Shell
Shell
Game.
Game. Shell Game. I've got that down in the office too. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord.
Luke, what was the name of that movie?
Shell Game.
Yeah, Shell. And what did you call it? Shill Game?
Shield Game. I knew it was something.
Shill.
Joan,
Well,
she's
closer than me.
confused.
I didn't know. However,
Shield Game. I mean, what was John David? Wasn't John Davidson like one of the sexiest men around at that time? I mean, like,
he was indeed, but he loved the mirror about as much as I do. Meaning, there was a lot of little prep time before shooting, that kind of thing. But yes, and then I did his show a bazillion times because he had a talk show.
yes.
And his
Hollywood Squares, right?
Pardon me?
Didn't he also host Hollywood Squares?
He may have that part.
John
I don't.
Davidson.
I
Yeah,
didn't-
absolutely.
Oh, I didn't realize that, but I know he had a talk show, and I did that. But his son, it was his son, I'm sure, went to Buckley, a private school here, with my daughter. So they were kind of together, and we traded stories on that. But
Love it.
yeah, have you talked with him lately or seen him or?
No.
We'd love to get him.
No.
Yeah, I'll work on it.
Is John Davidson still with us? I feel like he passed away, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, please, no, don't say
Hold
that.
on. You know what? I'm gonna look real
You'll
quick.
find out. You'll
You
find
two
out.
talk. I'm gonna look real quick.
Talk amongst yourselves. So,
Talk amongst yourselves.
yeah, discuss, all right? Are you, Suki, near West Nyack? Are you the one, or is it Scott?
No,
Yes,
that's me.
We're both
Well,
near it. We're both
it's
like,
like in the middle.
I'm in the Rye territory, and he is in.
I'm over in northern Jersey, but I grew up in Rockland County, Joan.
Oh, Rockland County. That rings a major bell.
John Davidson is still alive, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he's
I
died
know.
yet.
I know that I know. I'll tell you something I would love to say.
Yes.
Who is not, and that is our beloved Kevin Dobson, who was Mac on Knots Landing. Passed away, 2 or 3 months ago, maybe. I was in such shock. We did love letters several times together, the play, because people were asked left, right, and center to do love letters. Ted and I have done it a couple times. Kevin and I did it more times together, and this amazing actor and amazing person. It's the first of the family, if I may, from Knots, that is no longer with us, and I'm still trying to get used to it. God bless him. And I put him in my prayers in the morning. I always do a silly thing in the morning when I wake up, and he's there right beside Kobe, who's the other. Kobe Bryant.
That's Kevin Dobson all the way on the right, correct?
Right there in the beige suit. In the
Yeah.
front.
And the beige suit sitting down. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Special, generous, giving. And what I always remembered the most about Kevin is that we would go, goof and laugh and play between takes and getting ready to do a scene. And when he got really tickled and laughed so hard, tears would literally roll down his face. And that was typical Kevin. I see him laughing so much, face would get very red and tears down his face. And he was just laughing that much.
Joan, what was it like in the 80s to have this hit show for as many years, to be at the top of the game? I mean, it was like every time you pick up like a magazine, Us Weekly, Soap Opera Digest, I don't know, all of those, like TV Guide, all of these magazines that now are kind of gone by the wayside, but this was sort of who we were as a country. I mean, it makes me so nostalgic, especially because of COVID. Like you just
that's what I was just going to say. Because of COVID, when you say these things from this moment on are going to be very, very different. And the new normal, because this hair and makeup and this crazy face, this and the set and the wardrobe and every department is you. Loving hands at home. Now you can hire somebody if they want to break the COVID mantra now in LA. Stay home.
Yeah.
And don't do it. Stay isolated, blah, 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 and for good reason. And I'm not poo-pooing it in any way, but the bottom line is the new normal, and producers and writers and everybody are discovering it can be done on a shoestring by the actor. And so the new responsibility and execution of the product is going to be right on the person that's sitting in the chair in the close. And that's a little frightening to an aging perfectionist diva. That's a little tough.
Oh, look.
that gets into
Oh, a unicorn!
What did she say?
Joan, did you ever sit on a show where a kid in a unicorn goes by? That doesn't happen in real life.
That doesn't happen in real life, does it, Joan? I mean, like, it's,
Could I book her to come here and do it here? Please.
She said on the set, she was like, it's the sound of joy, unicorns dancing.
That's the thing. Suki rents out kids to go by her in the background.
Well, let me
working mother, Joan. You know how that goes. Working moms, you know.
Look, I'll call you and we'll make arrangements. But yes, see, that's the other part too. Women in this pandemic have so many hats to wear, because in the house, even though I know there are husbands who are carrying a gigantic load of doing so many things, as we all are, but women have the working out of their home, a desk, their children, the shopping, the meals, how in the world, I mean, my hat is off. You know, I want someone to peel me a grape 24/7, but that ain't gonna fly anymore. And you peel your own grape, bitch. So
that's what my wife tells me. Joan, listen, thank you so much for coming on. This was an absolute pleasure to have you. I mean, just an honor for us. And thanks for taking the time to sit with us. Our audience absolutely loving you. And it's just, we'd love to have you back on. Michelle Lee, Donna Mills, you got to tell them they got to pop on. There's no COVID on this show. Nobody can contract anything through these boxes. That's the good part.
I will tell them. And when I'll tell them is when we reopen the Hollywood Museum with the 3 mannequins with our costumes, so that Donnell Danigan, who's at the Hollywood Museum, and he's the founder and the president, will be happy to get the word out that it's okay to come out to Hollywood, California, and go to the Hollywood Museum and see this amazing display that was cut short because of COVID. And meanwhile, all of you take care of yourself and each other. I'm borrowing Lester Holt's phrase, and I love it. It's classy. Take care of put the oxygen mask over your own face and mouth before assisting others, but be sure from your heart and soul you take care of others.
Joan, tell your husband I said thanks for hooking you up on the technical side.
Yeah, tell your husband we love him.
I love my husband to hook me up. That's since high school. He's
he's a journalist by trade, right? He worked at KNBC when you met him.
Oh, yes. And he's done, no, when I met him, it was at Boulder High School, and he was in the broadcasting KBOL, the local radio station.
Wow.
And I was taking speech classes from the man who had a regular show at KBOL. And Jack went to Boulder High School in Boulder, Colorado,
Wow.
as did I, before I became head girl at Fairview, the new high school. Head girl, I want you to know.
Joan, stay low, stay sanitized. We love you, and thank you so much for your years of
Entertainment
work and entertainment, and just we love you. You're the best.
Yes, but let me just say what we're going to say on our tour, Joan, Donna, and Michelle. We're not KNOT done yet. So I'm not done yet. So maybe it's been years of whatever the hell, but I'm not done yet. So you'll see me somewhere.
Joan, thank you so much. Take care, sweetie.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
By Joan Van Ark, the great Joan Van Ark.
Wow, Suki. That's unbelievable. You and I basically, just two regular schmoes hanging out with greatness.
I mean, listen, those people have lived a lifetime, I mean, and they've lived in the heyday. It makes you really nostalgic because back then, those series, like now we all have Netflix, we binge watch.
Yeah.
We watch so differently. Back then, we all finished dinner, ran in front of the TV.
Appointment television.
And we sat down as a family. And then your parents would make you leave when things got a little saucy and they didn't want you to see stuff.
Suk, listen, our audience, everybody just loving Joan. And you would think that would be enough of a show this evening, correct?
We're going to take it up.
I told you we have two legendary women on tonight. Brenda Braxton, Broadway superstar. Suk, take a look. She's coming up right now.
Oh, I'm a woman, a W-O-M-A-N. Now here's my favorite one. Woo! I can stretch a greenback dollar bill from here to kingdom come. I can play the numbers, pay my bills, and still end up with some. Well, I got a $20 gold piece, says there's nothing I can't do. I can make a dress out of a feed bag and make a man out of you. Shooby do do wheat dollar, shooby no no wheat dollar, shooby no 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 wheat dollar, shooby do do wheat dollar.
I said no solo. I can't believe you're making me do this.
I'm making him do a piano solo.
I said
he
no.
Didn't want to. But got him, cause I'm a woman.
How dare you?
W-O-M-A-N. Woman.
She is a woman, all right. Here she is, Brenda Braxton in the house.
Oh my God. How are you guys?
So happy to have you here.
Well, thank you for having me. Oh my God. That was Seth Rudetsky. He hated me for that.
That was what Feinstein's, right? Feinstein's 54 below.
54 below,
right?
yes.
Yeah. That's what I have some.
That is.
What a great show this has been. Joan was amazing. My favorite part.
I was going to say you could listen. What? Go ahead.
Feel your own great, bitch.
Feel ya. Yeah. I get that's her husband talking right there. I love it. Brenda, how are you? How's it? Broadway, God, it's been shut down for so long now. How are you dealing with that? You got to be itching to get back on that stage.
I am. I'm itchy. And what's been keeping me kind of sane is that I've been doing the Stars in the House with Seth Rudetsky. We're trying to keep the Broadway community active and going, and it benefits a wonderful organization, the Actors Fund, which a lot of us are now having to, ask for help and things like that. So I've been trying to stay sane with doing that with Seth and James.
Keeps you busy. Yeah, you feel like you feel like you're working at least. And God, you've been in some of the biggest shows. I mean, Dreamgirls and Chicago we saw earlier in the show. And I mean, you get a little
dancing Fosse. I just want to know what goes through one's mind when you see Fosse and you have to make all of these moves with your body.
Well, you know what's so interesting? I had never done Fosse until I did Chicago the Musical. And I was doing a little show off Broadway called Little Ham. And I heard that they were looking for Velma Kelly. And a friend of mine said, okay, I will show you the whole first number. And he literally did and coached me through all the Fosse moves. It is the most sensual choreography I have ever done. I mean, it's amazing.
And you were in Chicago with BB Newirth and
she
Brian
came back
McKnight.
to Roxy. Yeah, she came back and did Roxy. And I was actually in Chicago when they started doing the star casting as well. So I did it with Rita Wilson, Tom Hanks' wife, Usher. So I did it with a lot of the kind of non-traditional kind of casting too. It was great. So, but you know what I wanted to say to you? Rick Springfield came and did Smokey Joe's Cafe with us on Broadway.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we're working on getting him.
I know. That's what we think of it because he came and did.
Yeah, we want to.
I feel like we got to put it out into the universe. Rick Springfield, just manifest that. Manifest it.
I just want him on so I could say Jesse is a friend.
Scott just wants to sing, Brenda.
I just want to sing. That's all I
want to do. Absolutely.
People who can't sing, all they want to do is sing. You were also in Cats. Look at you right there. And one of my favorite songs from Cats, because I think like Barbara did it, Barry Manilow did it, right? Was Midnight, not a sound
and
from
I
the
actually
pit.
understudied Grisabella while I was in the show, so I had a chance to sing that song, which was amazing.
Yeah, that's so cool. What happened with the movie, Brenda? The Cats movie? It bombed.
I don't know if I want to see it.
Don't you want to see it?
I didn't want to see it. I also have not seen Dreamgirls, the movie.
Well, I was just going to say, besides Cats, Dreamgirls is like my kind. I saw the first iteration of Dreamgirls in 3rd grade, and it was like it changed my life. Like for me, forever. I can't even say it. So
it was amazing
to do Dreamgirls, but you didn't see the movie. You didn't see. No,
because I heard about some of the adjustments they made.
Yeah.
And I think I had a little problem with the adjustments that they made.
The Hollywood adjustments.
How do you change the script and, the whole outcome of the show? Because we were also so very proud of just one thing, the ending of our show, where everybody comes back and is successful and no one died and no one had a drug problem and, all of that. So I had a little problem with that.
I love it.
True.
But Brenda,
I cannot deny. It's true.
You have you've been in so many different great shows. What was there one show or song that stood out above all the rest that you felt like you just hit so perfectly every time?
Well, of course, Smokey Joe's Cafe, which is where I got my Tony nomination, and when the women in that show, including myself, got to sing "Woman," the song that you just showed. That song, oh my God! And how appropriate is it for right now with the women just kind of taking over everything? Sorry, Scott.
I know it, Brenda. It's fine.
So, Brenda, being born in the Bronx, Broadway, right down there. I mean, like, how did it all just kind of happen? Full circle for you, where musical theater became an expression of your voice and your soul?
Well, I started dancing when I was about 4 years old, and I went to Catholic school for 8 years, and it was time to go to high school.
Didn't go to Catholic school and got their ass kicked?
No, in the Bronx. But when it was time to go to high school, I had a teacher tell me about Performing Arts High School.
Wow.
So I actually auditioned for it. I didn't tell my mother. I didn't tell anyone in my family. I choreographed my little 3-minute piece for the dance department and ended up getting in the school. And then about a year out of high school, I auditioned for my first Broadway show, which was Guys and Dolls, the all-Black version of Guys and Dolls with Robert Guillaume and Ken Page. Love you, Ken. And
was it all the same songs? Was it the same songs?
Oh yeah. It was Guys and Dolls, but it had another little spin to it, which was nice.
I got a horse right here. His name is Paul.
Yes. And every night, Ken Page brought the house down with "Sit Down, You're Rocking the Boat."
Sit down, you're rocking the boat. Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and the rest was, as they say, kind of history. You know, just kind of trudged through. I worked with Vinette Carroll on a couple of things, and then got with Michael Bennett and Dreamgirls, and
the rest is history.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh,
well, listen,
goodness.
you know, I told your publicist who got you on for us tonight. I said, listen, Rhonda, we love Rhonda Ridley. We love her to death. I said, Rhonda, listen, I don't care how beautiful she is. I don't care what she's done. I don't care what she was nominated for. If she doesn't come on the show and sing, I can't let her on the show.
Oh God!
So she promised. So I give you your choice. Something. Just a little something a cappella from any show, anything you want to do. Hit us with it. The floor is yours.
Okay, so one of the songs that I did in Smoky Joe's Cafe with my red boa and all of that. The red boa is kind of history. Was Don Juan. So I'm gonna do a little snippet of Don Juan.
Nice. Okay? All right, go ahead.
The house we moved in, the house we grooved in, the way we waltzed across those marble floors. You used to look deluxe in your white tie and tux, up in that big white house that is no longer yours. Don Juan, your money's gone, and when your money's gone, Don, your baby's gone. Don Juan, your baby's gone. Still purple lip now, Don. You'll have to carry on.
And that's what we're all doing right now. I like that.
Decent voice, Brenda. Decent voice. It's okay.
Brenda, just purely because we have so many women on here. They just love your makeup and
everybody
know what the tricks of the trade are right now. They're like, of course, the voice is beautiful.
Thank you so much. It's interesting. People talk about the makeup, and they also ask what made me cut all my hair off. Because that was a bold move. I tell you, the night before, I was like, oh my God, am I really going to do this? But I was turning 60, and I wanted to do something just special.
Did you just say 60?
Yes. On my next birthday, I'll be getting my Social Security. I'll be 65.
My goodness. Wow.
Wow. Scotty.
Yes. But you know,
Brenda.
Brenda, I'm gonna go. After this show, I'm going upstairs to shave my head.
I'm gonna go.
Well, but doing the makeup comes because I was a showgirl, and you know, it's just having to do it all the time. And I think the key to it is finding what colors work for you, because I've been using the same colors and just watching tutorials. You know, we used to help each other back then because we didn't have Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. So we just kind of helped each other with, you know, what looked good, what to do, what not to do, things like that. So
Laura Ann wants to know, Brenda, what's the secret?
It's so funny. Okay, I'll tell you a little story. So when I was doing Chicago the musical, I was doing it with Charlotte Dembois, and that was her question too. Okay, what do you do? What do you do? Now, I have used Vaseline all my life. So I wash my face at night, you know, take my makeup off, wash my face at night, and I put on just a little Vaseline, a hot rag, and, you know, dap it and all that. And she said, well, I went home and I tried to do that, and I broke out so bad. She said, I can't put Vaseline on my face. But that's all I've ever really used. So,
it's just called good, Brenda, let's just call it. It's just good genes, for God's sake. It's just what it is. Yeah. You got it from your mama, you got it from your dad. That's it.
Yeah.
Brenda, you put out a book, little black book of Backstage Etiquette.
Yes.
What do we learn in this book?
Oh my goodness. Well, I was doing a show in Florida. I was doing the Wiz in Florida, and I was sharing the room with a young girl who was doing the Dorothy role. And there's a thing in theater where you usually tip your dresser at the end of the week or at the end of the month. And I turned to her and I said, "So do you want to go in together to tip our dresser, or you want to do it by yourself?" And she didn't really know what I was talking about. And I realized there are little tidbit things in theater that are just not taught in school. They go to school for theater, but there's little things that they're not taught, like tipping your dresser, like being nice to the stagehands and the musicians, and learning people's names, and not touching your props, and not changing your costume, once it's set. So I said, well, you know what? Let me just put a little book together called the Little Black Book of Backstage Etiquette. And it's just little things that kind of common sense things that aren't taught in school. So
love it.
That is it.
I love it. You actually almost.
It's so funny. I shot that cover on Norwegian Cruise Lines. I was doing After Midnight on Norwegian Cruise Lines for about 4 years. And we just snuck into the dressing room and I said, "Okay, take the shot." And then
now, Brenda, when Broadway gets back to, but gets going again, God knows when that'll be. But when it does, are you already set to be somewhere, or are you just kind of in limbo right now?
I'm in limbo, but what was beautiful, right as the pandemic happened, I was kind of transferring to television. I'm on The Good Fight. I'm on season 3 and 4 of The Good Fight.
Wow. Nice.
We're going to we're just starting up season 5. So I've been called to actually participate in season 5. So I'm hoping that kind of, is where I'm heading now, because I've done theater so long. My first show was in 1974. So I'm ready to make that transition at 65 to television. Go for it.
Take us with you. We'd like to do television also.
I know. And it's such a great show. The Good Fight is such a great show.
Yeah, no, very, very good stuff.
So what do you say to all the young kids who are, kind of see what's happening Broadway, people who love theater? What do you say to them during this time where it's sort of trying to work itself out as to how it's going to reappear? What would you like to say to them?
I say just keep honing your craft. Keep honing your craft. Stay up on everything that's going on. The way things are happening now, with auditions now being virtual and things like that, that's a whole different thing that I don't think is going to change a lot, because we've learned a lot about virtual auditions and things like that. But stay up on your craft. Make sure that and this was something I used to say all the time before COVID, stay humble. Stay humble. The ego is an ugly thing. So just stay humble, because that is sometimes easier for people to deal with. If you're humble, people might give you a little more slack when you go to audition for something. If they know that you're easy to work with, you do what you're told, you contribute to it, and the ego is not a part of your life or your and that's hard, because we're in a business where we're constantly scrutinized and constantly trying to show how fierce we are. I'm fierce.
The best advice is always, check your ego at the door.
Yes.
And that's the same for athletes and entertainers and politicians.
Absolutely.
And it's just.
Well, I don't know about politicians these days.
Well, yeah.
I know. Ooh.
Brenda,
and also find your joy. Find your joy, because sometimes your joy is not necessarily where your work is. It might be something else. So find your joy, and don't let anyone steal your joy.
That is sage, actually, what you just said, that your joy might not be your craft.
Mm-hmm.
It might be completely different where you find your happiness or your sanity or where your spiritual being dwells. What space does it dwell in? That's incredible. Words of wisdom. I think we need another book.
It's not just for theater either. It goes to everything. One of the most devastating things was turning 50. And there are a lot of women now who are saying, wait a minute, this is an act two. I can have an act two, and I have an organization called Act Two Now What, and it is for women over 50 who are getting back into whether it's the workplace or being an entrepreneur or going after your dream of whatever it is. You know, that was the most devastating thing when I turned 50 and everything started changing.
Preach, Brenda. I just went for my physical the other day. I just went.
Oh, so did I.
Oh, Suki, we need to talk about that, okay?
Can you say colonoscopy? Colonoscopy. Brenda, the Stars in the House. That's you guys do that on Instagram, right?
Yes, Stars in the House on YouTube, Instagram. You can find it all over. But I have to give another shout out to them because they have really kept the Broadway community, the theater community, acting community, singing, everyone together. They've been doing that since I think the second week of March. And the Actors Fund isn't just for actors, it's for stagehands and musicians. And I know there was a time where I had to go to the Actors Fund and say, I really need some help. And they were right there. So anytime they call me or they need me to do a benefit or raise money in any kind of way, I am there for them. And that's been Steph and James. That's been fabulous.
If you ever need a former Les Mis singer to come on, I'm always available for you. If you ever want me to come on.
Absolutely.
Do a little singing. I played Valjean. I played 24601. I played them all. So I'm always ready to come on and sing a little bit. What's that?
Brenda, everybody also wants to know your secrets to, she works out, we can tell. So they want to know what you do to your body and everything. She's like, please tell me you're not one of those women that don't work out. And God just gave you that.
I have some videos on Facebook that that show me really trying to work out, but I have my pumps on and I have my makeup on and and they know I'm eating bonbons and they know, no. I try one of those mirrors, that help you exercise. Yeah, no, it's sitting right over there. I don't know if you can see it. It's sitting right over there.
Look at you. Wow.
Look at the legs on this woman, Suki.
Look at the shoulders, the legs, just everything up.
Oh, thank you.
Everything.
Brenda, thank you so much for coming on. You are an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So much fun. Don't forget the book, everybody. The Little Black Book of Backstage Etiquette, also available. What, on Amazon or anywhere you buy a book, right?
On Amazon.
And also on Instagram. When can everybody see you?
Instagram, I am at B Braxton Act 2, and that's all my social platforms, social media.
Stars in the House.
And The Good Fight. Yes.
Brenda, continued success, beautiful, great attitude. We love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is Brenda Braxton.
Take care, sweetie. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
She's amazing.
Amazing, Suk. She is an amazing woman. Really.
Dancing is the workout. I mean, she's a dancer. She's an entertainer. She has honed that body. God bless her. Stay safe.
Speaking
that
of...
was 65 years old. Can I just say that?
60. Don't make...
65 years old.
No. Don't turn her 65. She said 60. She'll kill you.
No, she's 65. She's going to get her Social Security this year.
What did you say, Brenda? 60 or 65?
I cut my hair when I was 60. But I'm gonna be 65 on my next.
Oh, I'm sorry, Suki. I thought you said 65. All right, Brenda.
This is why I was like, no.
Thank you, Suki.
I thought 60.
No, she is just like fabulous. Oh my God.
Take care, Brenda. See you later, sweetheart. Bye.
Bye, Brenda.
Suk, speaking of fabulous, 65. Speaking of beautiful and fabulous, look at this guy.
What are you talking about?
Phil, did you see her? She's 65 years old. Are you having a moment with that?
I didn't know that until you just said that. I thought she's beautiful. She is beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful lady. So talented. I mean, she's done so much, and now she's doing TV.
Yeah, and
God bless her.
Yeah,
Philly Kid, did you see Joan?
I just wanted to tell Brenda that I was looking at Apple Music, and she's got a song on there called "Speak Easy." Oh, there she is.
We're not letting her leave. We're not letting Brenda leave.
We're not letting you leave yet, Brenda.
Yeah,
that was from Legs Diamond. You saw that? That was from Legs Diamond with Peter Allen.
Yeah, I was just listening to that today when Scott said he was going to have you on the show, and "Speak Easy" from the Legs Diamond musical. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yes.
It's part of my
What was it like
playlist
to work
now.
with Peter Allen at when my baby's got me, I go to Rio.
Yes, he was not right for that show, but he was the sweetest man.
But anyway, the song that you sang, "Speak Easy," is on my playlist now. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was the best entrance, one of the best entrances I've ever had. That in Chicago. I came out of a baby grand piano, a white baby grand piano. It was brilliant.
Nice.
I love it. Brenda's like, will you guys let me leave, please? Bye, Ricky. There's the secret. There's the secret right there, Suki. Bye, Brenda. We love you. Bye-bye. So great. Philly Kid, what's doing, bud?
Not much, man. Just kind of gonna knock out the show and slide off into the weekend. Enjoy the weekend.
Listen, I had, and I have it up here, a fake or real headline game for you guys, but we ran so late because our guests were so amazing. I'll save it for next week. So Phil, Suk, do you want to go? You need to leave?
Yeah, I need to. Let me
I understand.
But anyway, that was 65, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. I'm just gonna say that.
Wow,
unbelievable.
Suki. Can you imagine? Yeah. And my God.
No, I can't imagine what I'm gonna look. I can't.
I mean, the legs on that woman were unbelievable.
Wow, incredible. Yeah. The skin, the legs.
I'd go out with Brenda Braxton right now.
I know you would, but did you see her skin? Flawless.
It's unbelievable. All right, Sue, great show.
Love you guys. All right, talk to you soon. Bye, Philly. Bye-bye.
Philly Kid, what's happening, my friend?
Not much. Hey, just in case Brenda's still watching, I'm gonna sing this song for her.
Well, if you should have told me you had it, I would have kept her on.
Oh, that's okay. Maybe she's still watching. I don't know, but I'm gonna sing a little. Watching her and learning about her, I was inspired by for this song right here.
Go ahead.
I'm so in love with you. Oh, whatever you want to do is all right with me, yeah. 'Cause you make me feel so brand new. And I want to spend my life with you. Oh, baby, now let me say that since we've been together, all loving you forever is just what I need, yeah. Now let me be the one you come running to, and I'll never go.
Thank you, Phil.
Untrue.
Let me call you back.
I just had to sing you a little song. I'm so glad you're still here.
So I was off, and Rhonda called. She says, "Go back on. Phil is singing you a song."
Oh gosh.
That's a whole nother segment, though, Scott. Phil, dating during pandemic. That's what I call it, the pandemic.
Yeah.
Brother.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
If he starts singing it again, just jump back in.
I know.
Oh, that's great. She's fantastic.
She is, man.
So funny. That was good. So what was it about that song? Was that in one of her shows?
No, I just I've been Googling her today and studying up on her career and listening to her music. And I'm like, I'm going to sing a song for her.
So funny. I'm so glad she heard it and came back in. That's great. Wow. What a great night, Phil. And the Weatherman was supposed to come by. Well, I think we'll save the Weatherman for, although, I think we could check in with the Weatherman now because we're in the OT.
Yeah, let's check in with him.
Come here. Let me take a look and see, because we did have, you know, our traffic and weather together on the night, Philly Kid. So let's check in with David G, and then we'll come back for a little more singing.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Weatherman! That's me, David G. Still COVID-free, bringing the fun in 2021. Guys, great to be back to bring you the most up-to-date and accurate traffic and weather together right here on the Suki and Scott Show. Before we get started, I have to tell you, with all the bumps and bruises I've taken in the last few days, combined with all the news I've been watching before bed, I've been having the craziest skeleton insurrection dreams. That's right, a mini skeleton army keeps marching through my broadcast. See, I told you, I'm going crazy. All right, let's get right to traffic. We head up to Route 17 in Middletown, New York. This one from cellmate Barry. Speaking of insurrection, this guy's trying to find his, causing a lot of rubbernecking up in Middletown tonight. Not sure what this moron was thinking, but I guarantee you, he's not having a good day. This one from cellmate Lisa in Jericho, Long Island. Not sure where these tanks are headed, but they're doing some damage and causing some traffic on the Cross Island. I'm really in no mood to do weather tonight. We all know it's cloudy and cold. If you want more, look on your phone. Instead, I'd like to just sing myself out with this one, if you don't mind. I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tides roll away. I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. This is David G, still COVID-free, sipping on that tea, saying, have a great weekend, everybody!
Phil, it's a good thing I got workers' comp insurance for our employees, because this guy's getting blasted every night.
Well, you know, I was thinking, now wait a minute, he's going to make it. He's going to make it this segment. He's not going to get blown up or hit by a jet, but no, didn't happen.
All I want is I just want the weather forecast, and I just can't get it. Everything but the forecast. All right, baby, let's sing it up, man. What a show tonight. Wow. Joan Van Ark, Brenda Braxton, you. Oh.
Yeah, man. I got to tell you, I was just talking to my wife. We were watching Joan Van Ark, and it took us back to the 80s, and we had this TV, this big wooden box.
Yeah, that sat on the floor, right?
Yeah, and we were uptown when we got that thing, and I had to run over there every 30 seconds. And we'd come home and we'd watch what show was she on? Dynasty.
Knots Landing.
Knots Landing. But the Dynasties, the Knots Landings, we watched all those on that big TV, and I had to run over there every 30 seconds and grab my kids from pushing all the buttons. But yeah, that brought back some memories.
When you used to have to get up to change the channel.
Yeah.
Remember those days? Oh, come on, man. I got to check. All right, baby. What do you want to sing now?
I'm going to do a little Luther Vandross.
Let's take this puppy to 9 o'clock here on the East Coast.
Yeah, maybe Brenda's still watching.
Don't make her pop back in.
Yeah, no, she can just watch without popping back in if she wants. But don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby? You said you'd be coming back this way again, baby. Baby, 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 oh, baby. I love you. I really do. Long ago, and oh so far away, Now I fell in love with you before the second show. And your guitar, you know it sounds so sweet and clear, but you're not really here. It's just the radio. But don't you remember you told me you love me, baby? You said you'd be coming back this way again, baby. Now, baby, 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 oh, baby, I love you. I really do.
Nice. That was off the Carpenters, too.
Yeah, Carpenters.
Right? Don't you remember you told me you love me, baby? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Yeah.
Said you'd be coming back this way again, maybe.
Yeah, the Carpenters, Luther Vandross did a version. Usher did a version. That's an awesome song.
And the Carpenters were also, why do birds suddenly appear, Philly kid, every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.
Now, why do stars fall down from the sky every time you walk by? Just like me, they long to be close to you. Take it.
Wait, there was another great song from them too. You hear it on the 70s, all the 70s on 7. Gotta stop hurting each other. Gotta stop. You know that song?
Making each other cry, hurting each other. Da, da, I don't know.
Tearing each other apart.
I love the Carpenters. Karen Carpenter. She had one of the smoothest voices on the planet at the time.
She was great. She was great. They had one more.
Oh yeah. How about
which one? I had another hit. I had a bunch of them.
Yeah, we've only just begun. You remember that one?
Yes, we've only just begun to live. White lace and promises. A kiss for luck and we're on our own. Go, Philly.
We've only just begun. Before the rising sun we fly. So many roads to choose. We'll start out walking and learn to run. And we've only just begun.
Da, 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 da. They're in horizons that are new to us. Ba, ba. Watching the skies along the way. Don't get it over, just the two of us. Working together day to day. Together.
I remember when I was a kid in the 70s, every wedding you went to had that song.
Oh, yeah. And you know what else? Well, Stevie Wonder was always you are the sunshine of my... Every band would play that same too. That's why I'll always be around. Family member walking up to light a candle or a wedding ceremony. You are the apple. Let's bring up Grandma Tilly. You are the apple of my eye. Yeah. All the band leaders they all sounded the same. It was great.
Yeah. When my daughter was very little, I would put her in bed every night, tell her a story. And we would always finish up the night singing "You Are the Sunshine of My Life." It's good memories, man. Good memories.
What else you got? Let's give us something a little upbeat.
To Let me see a little upbeat. Oh, hey, let's do this one. I was listening to a lot of Beatles today, and see if you remember this one. Michelle, my belle, these are words that go together well. My Michelle, Michelle, my belle, sont les mots qui vont très bien ensemble, très bien ensemble. I love you, I love you, I love you. That's all I want to say. Until I find a way, I will say the only words I know that you'll understand. Michelle, ma belle, sont les mots qui vont très bien ensemble, très bien ensemble. Take it, Scott.
Eleanor Rigby works in a church where a wedding is never going to be held. Wait. Eleanor Rigby picks up the rice in the church where the wedding is held. Na-na-na-na-na. Father Mackenzie writes up a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes near. All the lonely people. Where do they all come from?
Here's one. Here's one that we kind of need for our times. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Ooh. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You take it, Scott.
Hey, I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Na 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 na. Hey June, just the latest now. Na na na. All right, Philly, we got time for one more.
Okay, you know this one. Here comes the sun, do, 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 do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's all right. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun.
Do 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 do.
Here comes the sun, and I say it's all right.
Phil, by the way, you know who we have on Tuesday?
Who?
This coming Tuesday?
Who's that?
Anita Pointer from the Pointer Sisters.
I'm so excited.
Da, da, da.
And I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. Oh, my gosh, man, that's going to be awesome.
Yep, and on the same night, we have Sydney Winter, another Broadway superstar.
Sweet.
Our guy Ming Da. Remember Ming from Singapore?
Yeah.
The magician?
The best internet connection on the planet.
Oh, can you imagine? Ming's coming back. Scary Jones from iHeartRadio, popular radio DJ. We got a whole bunch of stuff. And we're trying to get. We have somebody on the inside working Rick Springfield for us.
Oh,
trying to get him for Tuesday. It's not. I don't know how it's going, but we're trying to get Rick Springfield on Tuesday because you and I are all going all out on Jesse's girl.
Yeah.
Jesse is a friend. Yeah, I know he's been a good friend of mine. Lately something's changed. It ain't hard to define. Jesse's got himself a girl and I want to make her mine. 'Cause she's watching him with those eyes. And she's loving him with that body. I just know it. And she's holding her in his arms late at night. Go, Philly.
You know that I wish I had Jesse's girl.
Ba-ba-da-da-da-da.
You know I wish I had Jesse's girl.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Where can I find a woman like that? I'll play along with the charade. That doesn't seem to be a reason to change. You know I feel so dirty when they start talking cute. I want to tell her that I love her, but the point is probably moot.
'Cause she's watching him with those eyes. And she's loving him with that body. I just know it. Yeah, he's holding her in his arms late at night. Go, Phil.
You know that I wish I had Jesse's girl.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I wish I had Jesse's girl. Where can I find a woman like that? Yeah, man. He had like what? 2,000 hits.
Oh, my God, that song. He had that song, and I had one more that was a big one. I can't remember the name of it. If I heard it, I would remember. I can't remember the name of it, but it was so look up Rick Springfield hits, because he only had like 2 or 3.
Oh, dude, no, he had a bunch. He had like a.
Okay,
here we go.
Give me the name.
Don't talk to strangers, baby.
Baby, don't you talk. Don't talk.
Girl, it's an affair of the heart.
Affair of the heart.
I've done everything for
That's
you.
what I was talking. You've done nothing for
me.
I've done everything for you. You've done nothing for me.
Yeah, bop till you drop. Yeah, man. He had a hit after hit after hit after hit.
Yeah, that'll be great if we get him on.
No doubt.
We'll get him on, and you, me, and Suki will just we'll botch that Jesse's girl and just see what he says. We'll just botch it all up.
Okay.
All right. My ass is killing me from this seat.
All right, buddy.
You want to do a little finish us off? A little good night, sweetheart?
Whoa, good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go.
Do.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go.
Do.
We hate to leave you, but I really must say, oh, good night.